The tension between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. has reached a boiling point as their rematch, set for August 16th in Las Vegas, looms on the horizon. What began as a competitive boxing match in their first encounter has spiraled into something far more personal, fueled by controversy, public spats, and a narrative that has gripped the lightweight division. The stakes are higher than ever, not just for the WBA lightweight title but for the pride and reputation of two fighters who share a history that stretches back to their amateur days in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. The build-up to this rematch is a volatile mix of psychological warfare, physical confrontations, and bold predictions, with the entire boxing world watching to see if Davis can reassert his dominance or if Roach will capitalize on the cracks he exposed in their first meeting. Their initial fight ended in a majority draw, a result that left fans, analysts, and even the fighters themselves divided. Davis retained his WBA lightweight title, but many believed Roach had done enough to claim victory. The pivotal moment came in the 9th round when Davis took a knee after a jab from Roach. He attributed it to hair grease dripping into his eyes, a claim that sparked skepticism. Roach and his camp saw it as a sign of mental weakness, a moment where Davis faltered under pressure. The referee's decision not to count it as a knockdown or deduct a point kept the fight close, but the scorecards, 2 judges calling it even and 1 favoring Davis, ignited outrage. For Roach, it was validation of his ability to hang with one of boxing's biggest stars. For Davis, it was a rare blemish on a career defined by knockouts and highlight reel finishes. The fallout from that March night has shaped the narrative leading into the rematch. Roach has been vocal, using every platform available to challenge Davis's aura of invincibility. He's not just fighting for the title. He's fighting to prove that Davis's hesitation to sign the rematch contract signals fear, not of physical harm, but of embarrassment. In an interview with TMZ Sports, Roach put it bluntly, "I won't say he's scared of me as a man, but he's scared to get embarrassed. That's his problem." The word embarrassed has become a rallying cry for Roach, a psychological jab aimed at a fighter who thrives on his untouchable image. Davis, known for his devastating power and 31-fight career with only 3 decisions, isn't used to being pushed to the brink. The draw with Roach exposed a vulnerability. When opponents survive his early onslaught and force him into deep waters, the outcome isn't guaranteed. Roach's confidence stems from more than just the first fight. The two have a shared history, having grown up in the same boxing ecosystem around Baltimore and Washington, D.C. They've sparred together, competed as amateurs, and know each other's styles intimately. When rumors of their first bout surfaced, Roach warned those close to him that it wouldn't be the walkover many expected. Even Shakur Stevenson, another lightweight contender and a friend of Roach, predicted trouble for Davis the day before the fight. "He's going to have big trouble tomorrow night," Stevenson said, a prophecy that proved prescient. Roach's performance wasn't just a surprise to casual fans. It was a statement to the boxing world that he belongs among the elite. Now, with the rematch approaching, Roach is doubling down, promising a different strategy that he believes will leave no doubt. Davis, meanwhile, has been uncharacteristically reserved, at least verbally. His camp has maintained a controlled front, but his actions speak louder than words. At a recent press event, Davis stormed the stage and shoved Roach in front of media, promoters, and security, an impulsive move that shifted the tone of the build-up. It wasn't the calculated bravado of a fighter hyping a pay-per-view. It felt raw, emotional, almost desperate. Roach didn't retaliate, maintaining his composure, which his team interpreted as a sign of mental strength. They believe Davis is unraveling, pointing to his silence, his cryptic social media posts, and his reluctance to engage in interviews as evidence of a fighter under pressure. One post on X, where Davis wrote, "I don't care for boxing. Y'all can have the #1 spot," raised eyebrows. Was it a hint at retirement? A cry for attention? Or just a mind game? He followed it with vague references to visiting a house in Upper Marlboro, leaving fans and analysts grasping for meaning. The online feud has only intensified the drama. Roach posted a clip of Tupac Shakur yelling, "This guy's scared," a not-so-subtle jab at Davis. Davis fired back with a direct threat, "UAB*TCH. I can meet you at your son's school if you want." Roach didn't flinch, responding, "I can meet you at your CP too. Got your little alias, Addy." The exchange moved beyond typical fight promotion, hinting at a personal animosity rooted in their shared history. This isn't just about belts or bragging rights. It's about settling a score that predates their professional careers. For Roach, it's a chance to prove he's more than an underdog. For Davis, it's about silencing a rival who threatens to tarnish his legacy. The boxing world is divided on how the rematch will play out. Some, like Stevenson, give Roach the edge. Lamont got the edge, 'cause he already did the unexpected, Stevenson told KO Artist Sports. He was supposed to get knocked out coming up from 130, and not only did he not get knocked out, he performed and possibly won the fight. Others believe Davis, with his superior footwork and power, will adjust and dominate. One analyst noted that Davis's movement and ability to disrupt Roach's rhythm could be the difference, predicting a knockout if Davis finds his range early. But even those in Davis's corner acknowledge Roach's resilience. "He's a heck of a fighter," one commentator said. "He's going to give anybody a hard time." Roach's camp is banking on a different approach this time. While he's tight-lipped about specifics, he's hinted at a new game plan. "It's definitely going to be different. Way different," he said, a smile betraying his confidence. His training camp, set to begin the week after the press event, will focus on pushing himself harder than before. "I didn't do enough to win," Roach admitted, reflecting on the draw. "I have room. I'm not going to lie." That self-awareness, combined with his familiarity with Davis, makes him a dangerous opponent. He's not intimidated by Davis's 90% knockout rate or his reputation as a showman who thrives on entertaining fans. Roach knows him too well, having seen him in gyms and rings long before the bright lights of Las Vegas. The controversy surrounding the rematch extends beyond the fighters. The WBA reportedly considered a temporary suspension for Davis due to his alleged hesitation to honor the rematch clause, a move that added fuel to Roach's claims that Davis is ducking him. "My contract already signed and set for the immediate rematch," Roach posted on X. "Only reason we don't fight is 'cause you scared." The accusation has resonated with fans, who see Davis's silence as a sign of reluctance. Meanwhile, Davis's camp has tried to shift the narrative, emphasizing his preparation and posting images of black Nike boots, a symbol, some say, of the bad energy he plans to bring. But the longer he avoids addressing the rematch directly, the louder the speculation grows. The lightweight division is buzzing with subplots. Shakur Stevenson, the WBC champion, has thrown his support behind Roach while taking shots at Davis. "I like Lamont in the rematch," he said, citing their sparring sessions as evidence of Roach's skill. Stevenson, who's been angling for a fight with Davis for years, seems frustrated by the delay. "He feels like I'm chasing him or I need him," Stevenson said. "I don't. I'm trying to make the best fight in the sport." He's not alone in wanting a piece of Davis. Devin Haney, who's set to face Brian Norman Jr. in November, laughed off Roach's claim that he'd fight the winner. Haney's team sees bigger fights on the horizon, potentially a rematch with Ryan Garcia or a clash with Teofimo Lopez. Roach, despite his technical prowess, lacks the knockout power or mainstream appeal to command those kinds of pay-per-view paydays. Even Jake Paul, the controversial YouTuber-turned-boxer, has entered the fray. He revealed that a fight with Davis was on the 1-yard line before the Roach rematch clause intervened. Paul's comments, while dismissed by purists, carry weight with his massive audience. "I never really thought Tank was that good," he said, pointing to perceived holes in Davis's game. It's a bold statement, but one that fades if Davis delivers a decisive win on August 16th. Roach, meanwhile, is already looking past Davis. He's called out the Haney-Norman winner, a lofty goal for a fighter still viewed as an underdog at 135 pounds. Jumping to 147 pounds to face a power puncher like Norman would be a gamble, given Roach's limited knockout power. Analysts question whether he could withstand the kind of shots that have felled Norman's past opponents. Still, Roach's ambition is undeniable. "After I beat Tank, I'm fighting the winner of Haney and Norman," he declared on social media. "Y'all can clip it. That's what I'm doing." It's the kind of statement that could either age like fine wine or become a footnote in a career defined by this rematch. The first fight's 9th-round controversy remains the centerpiece of the narrative. Davis's knee, the grease excuse, and the referee's inaction shifted the momentum toward Roach, who landed clean shots and stayed composed. For many, it was the moment Davis looked human, not the unstoppable force who'd flattened opponents like Ryan Garcia and Leo Santa Cruz. Roach capitalized on that perception, framing the rematch as a chance to remove all doubt. He's not just fighting for a title, he's fighting to rewrite the story of their first encounter. Davis, for his part, seems caught between defiance and distraction. His cryptic posts and emotional outbursts suggest a fighter grappling with the weight of expectations. He's built a career on being the biggest star in the room, but Roach's persistence, combined with pressure from Stevenson, Paul, and others, has put him in an unfamiliar position. The shove at the press conference was a rare crack in his armor, a moment that betrayed the frustration of a man who's not used to being questioned. As August 16th approaches, the boxing world is bracing for a fight that feels bigger than the title at stake. It's a clash of wills, histories, and narratives. Roach is the underdog who refuses to stay in his lane, a fighter who's turned a draw into a platform to challenge one of boxing's brightest stars. Davis is the champion fighting to protect his legacy, but also to silence the doubts that have crept in. Whether it's a chess match, a brawl, or something in between, the rematch promises to be a defining moment for both men. The question isn't just who wins, but whether Davis can reclaim his aura or if Roach will prove that the first fight wasn't a fluke. Either way, the lightweight division, and the sport itself, will feel the aftershocks.